to invite you to have a cup of tea with me. Well, I know I can't really do that, but I'm going to do the next best thing. I'm going to show you how to make one and hope you'll do it soon after I've shown you, or as soon as you can. Now, what I'm going to be making is mint tea. But before I begin with that, I want to tell you what the real subject of today's video is, and that is how to make chocolate spoons. So just have a tiny bit of patience, about 1 minute, and then we'll get on to the chocolate spoons. Now, what I'm going to tell you is about mint tea. All you need is one thing. You need a bunch of beautifully fresh mint. And this is quite easily available. In supermarkets, it usually comes in small packs, but in smaller shops, you can often buy the big bunches. Wash it and cut off the little bits at the bottom, and then put them into a glass or china mug, and you can fill it up with absolutely boiling water. This is very important. You have to put boiling water, otherwise it doesn't start to infuse. Now, at this stage, I'll tell you, some people put tea bags. Don't do tea bags, because the taste of the mint on its own is really nice. So here, I'm just going to show you that I've already done this one. And so what I'm going to do is just lift out the bits of mint. It doesn't matter if you have a tiny bit left in there, that's all right. So here we go. Now, what am I going to do with it? Of course, I'm going to drink it because it's so nice. It's just refreshing and relaxing. Very, very nice afternoon or evening drink, anytime. Now, to go with it, I want to talk about dunking things. Now, you know probably that English people love biscuits with tea, not just eating them, but dunking the biscuits into the very strong milky tea. So I don't do that, but what I have discovered is some wonderful, really lovely dark chocolate. And this is a dark chocolate with hazelnuts in it, even more special. You don't need to have the one with hazelnuts, you can just go for the best dark chocolate you can find. So I've just found pieces out of here, and I'm just going to break them in half, and here are 2 pieces. And then this is all you do. You just take your mint tea, and then you start to dip the chocolate into the mint tea. Put it about halfway down. If the tea is very hot, it'll start melting straight away. This one, I have to tell you, has been standing a little while, but it is melting beautifully. And then all you do is you lick the chocolate off, and then you keep dipping it in again. And if you keep doing this, eventually you will get to the hazelnuts. It is the most really delicious thing. And I have to say that there's no reason why you shouldn't go on and have the other one as well. Both of them, by the way, will take you a lot longer to eat than just doing a biscuit. So I'm going to leave that now and hope that you have a nice cup of tea. Cheers, enjoy yourself, and in a minute, coming up next is my chocolate spoons. See you soon. Now I'm going to show you how to make some really special chocolate things. And the first one is chocolate spoons. They are just for fun. Of course, they're for eating as well, but I want to show you how very easy they are to make. This I've shown you in another video, which is also even more easy, which you don't need to have the spoon mold for. You just cut pieces of chocolate out with little bits on it, and I'll tell you later where you can get that recipe. Now, this is a silicone mold, and you can buy it at a place called Lakeland. Now, what you do is you fill the mold with melted chocolate, and then you freeze it. When the spoons are completely cold and frozen, you don't push them out from the back, because if you do that, you will break the spoons. So what you do is you pull them apart gently and then slide them out until they're like that. Now, the only thing to know is how to do this. You need some plain dark chocolate. You can use milk if you like. This is just from a block of ordinary chocolate, and it is a good chocolate because you are going to be eating the whole thing, so you don't want it just to be a mediocre type of chocolate. This one is at least 70%. So here we go. I melted the chocolate in the microwave in a bowl, and then I used a spatula to put the chocolate into a small jug. Now the reason is it's just slightly easier to pour it from the jug. So I'm going to wipe the side of the jug, and then I'm just going to show you, I think you can see how you pour the chocolate along the lines and into the holes. Doesn't matter if a little bit of it goes over. Don't want too much of it going over. You can always cut off the bits that go over, but I'm just going to pour in as much as I've got, and this was about 3 or 4 squares of chocolate. Not very much. I think it'll just about make the 4. Keep on pouring out, and I'm going to get the spoon for this just to get the last bit out. There it is. So there you have your melted chocolate in the spoon mold, ready to go in the freezer. Now I'm going to show you what happens when you take the silicone molds out of the freezer. Here they are. Now I had about 4 or 5 of these chocolate spoons in it, and they are completely hard. Now to remind you, I'd said don't press them from the back because they will break. So what you need to do is very gently just pull them apart like this. You just pull so that you stretch them a little bit, and then the spoons will come out. So we'll put them on there to join the other ones that are already on the dish. Very carefully, you just lift them out. There we go. One more. And now, since I always like to show you what can happen when they go wrong, I did press this one from the back, and look what happened. It broke in 2. So you can always melt those down again. If it happens with a lot of them, just melt it again and make some more chocolate spoons. So here now, after I was telling you before about what you could do with this chocolate, you can actually take your mint tea and you can get a spoon, and you can actually dip your spoon into the mint tea. Now, this is something which might be classed as something for entertaining, if we're ever entertaining again. But if not, we are entertaining ourselves. A very nice chocolate spoon. A little bit messy, but very good fun. Hope you liked it. Bye-bye. Remember I told you I was going to explain where you could find the recipe for the other chocolates on this plate, and these are what I call chocolate Florentines. You can find it on one of my other recent videos. It's called Micro Tips No. 3 Chocolate. So if you want to try those, I hope you'll have a go.